I hope all of you are fine. And let's discuss about the plants. So, what you know about the plants? Plants are actually living organisms. Yes, we know that. And secondly, plants are autotrophic. Autotrophic means the organisms that can make their own food. So, basically, the plants are producers, right? We are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means we are unable to make our own food, so we depend on the plants. Is it clear? So plants are the producers and we animals are the consumer. Is it clear? Okay. Now come to the point. I want to discuss about the important parts of the plants. We know the important parts of the plants are roots, stem, then there are leaves, then there are flowers. So what is the function of the fruit? The root actually, the purpose of the root is to absorb the water and the minerals from the soil. Is it clear? The purpose of the root is to absorb the water and the minerals from the soil. Okay. Then there comes the stem. What the function of the stem is to give like a straight structure. ठीक हो गया? It gives us the upright structure of the plant, and secondly it helps in the transportation of the material. Is it clear? Like in humans we have a backbone, in the same way the plants have the stem. Okay, then there comes the leaves, and let me tell you, the plants make their own food due to the presence of the leaves. Okay, so leaves are the parts due to which the plants make their own food. Now, what is exactly inside the leaf that help them to make the food? Basically, they contain an organelle that called chloroplast, and that chloroplast contains a pigment called chlorophyll. And the purpose of the chlorophyll is to absorb the sunlight. Okay, they absorb sunlight, and then carbon dioxide and water react with each other in the presence of the sunlight, and then there is a production of the glucose and oxygen. Yes, we have discussed this in the previous class of the starch. Okay, then we know that there is a flower. The purpose of the flower is the reproduction. Okay, so we have discussed roots, stem, leaves, and the flower. Now in this video, we will discuss about the structure of the flower, and then we will discuss about the different terms that we use. For example, unisexual, bisexual flower, complete and incomplete flower, perfect and imperfect flower. There is a difference between them. Okay. Discuss about the structure of the flower. Don't forget that what is the function of the flower? Reproduction. Reproduction is the main function of the flower. So let's start with the sepal. Sepal, you can see small leaves inside the petals. Actually, these are under the petals. So let's discuss about the structure of the flower, and we all know that the function of the flower is in reproduction. So let's discuss with sepal. Sepal are under the petals, and you can see the green leaves. But they are not actually leaves, they are called sepal. And the function of the sepal in the protection of flower birds, right? It protects the flower, it protects the reproductive part, and the most important, it helps the plant to avoid dryness. Then there comes the petals, and petals are always very funky colors. They are red, they are yellow, they are orange, and the purpose of the funky color is to attract the pollinators. So petals, basically their function is in pollination. And what are the pollinating agents? You know, the insects, the birds. Then there comes the male reproductive part, that is actually the anther and the filament, and it is called stamen. Inside the anther, we have a male gametes. Gametes mean reproductive cells. So male gametes mean male reproductive cells. And in plants, it is called pollen grains. So pollen grains are produced inside the anther, and the filament is the structure that holds the anther. And then comes to the female reproductive part. It consists of stigma, style, ovary, and ovule. And the female reproductive part in plants are called carpel, and the other name is pistil. Okay, so let's talk about the pollination. Pollination is the process in which the male gametes, that are actually the pollen grains in flower, goes to the stigma. That is actually the first part of the female reproductive part, right? This is called the pollination. Means when the pollen grain just touches the stigma. Stigma is very powdery form, very magnetic. It attracts the pollen grain. This is called pollination. So where exactly the pollination happens? Where exactly the pollen germinates? On stigma. And then when it will germinate, a pollen tube will start from stigma to ovary, and inside the ovary we have ovule. Ovule are actually the female reproductive cells, and you can say that is the female gametes. So this is the process of pollination, that when the pollen grains goes to the stigma. Okay, and then when it reaches to the ovary, inside the ovary we have ovules. So now the process of fertilization is that pollen grains fuse with the ovule, and there is a process called fertilization, and then we have a zygote. Zygote is a unicellular. Uni mean one cell. Then zygote undergoes further division and it will change into the embryo. Embryo is multicellular, and then we have a protective covering called seed. Okay, let's remember, whenever there is a production of the fruit, okay, whenever there is a production of the fruit, ovary changes into the fruit and the ovule changes into the seed. And this is the main difference between the vegetable and the fruits, that if any product we are getting from the plants, it reproduced by the flower part, it is called the fruit. But if we are getting any plant part other than the flower, it is called the vegetable. For example, if we talk about potato is actually the vegetable because we get it from the roots. But if we talk about different apple, we talk about brinjal. Yes, brinjal is a fruit, not a vegetable. If we talk about tomato is also a fruit, it's not a vegetable. And one big difference between the fruit and vegetable is that fruit contains seeds, but vegetables don't have any seed. And the secondly, fruits always reproduce by the flower part, and the vegetable reproduce by other than flower. We have discussed the pollination. Now there are the two types of pollination. One is the self-pollination and the other one cross-pollination. What is self-pollination? If the pollen grain, that are actually the male gametes in the plants, goes to the stigma of the same flower, right? It's called the self-pollination. And what is a cross-pollination? That if the pollen grains from the anther goes to the stigma of some other flower, it goes to the actually now another flower is involved. Here we have two flowers. So if the pollination between two flowers, different flowers, that is called the cross pollination. But make sure whether it's a self pollination or whether it's a cross pollination, the species should remain same. For example, if one of the species is rose and the other species should be rose, it doesn't mean कि एक sunflower है और दूसरी rose है. It will be a disaster. Species should remain same. Okay, जी. Okay, now comes to 2 points, unisexual and the bisexual flower. Uni mean one. So if the flower that contains either a male reproductive part or either a female reproductive part, it's called the unisexual. And what about bi? Bi mean two. Bisexual mean that a flower that contains both male or female reproductive parts. Okay, I show you the picture of the flower. That was actually the bisexual flower. Why? Because it contains both male reproductive part that we called as stamen and the female reproductive part that we call as pistil or carpel. So the example of the bisexual flower, you can say rose and sunflower. If I talk about humans are unisexual, right? Either we are a girl or either we are a boy. Is it clear? So unisexual mean having one reproductive part, either a male, it may be a male or it may be a female. And the bisexual means the flower that contains both reproductive parts, female and female. Okay, now there are terms imperfect flower and the perfect flower. So imperfect flower means that flower having only one sex. Maybe it's a male or it's a female. So it will be called imperfect. And in plants, we call the perfect flower if the flower has both the male and female reproductive parts. Okay. So perfect and imperfect is according to the reproductive parts, maybe a male or maybe a female. Now there are terms about complete flower and incomplete flower. Complete flower means that out of four important parts of the flower, we know that sepals, petals, pistil and stamen. Don't forget the other name of the pistil is carpel, and it is called the female reproductive part, and the stamen is called the male reproductive part in plants. So if the flower that is actually the perfect flower, why it is called a perfect flower? Because it has a female reproductive part as well as the male reproductive part. So complete flower is also called the perfect flower. Okay, complete flower is also called the perfect flower. Yes, we can say this. Okay ji. Now come to the incomplete flower. If the flower out of these four important parts, sepal, petal, pistil and stamen, if they miss any of the one, maybe a stamen or maybe a pistil or maybe sepal, in some sepals are missing, so it is called the incomplete flower. Okay, the point to be noted, all imperfect flowers are always incomplete. Yes, because we know that what is the imperfect flower? Imperfect flower that contains only one reproductive part, maybe a male or maybe a female. So हमें पता है अगर एक फ्लावर में जो कि यूनिसेक्सुअल है उसमें यूनिसेक्सुअल फ्लावर है तो वो परफेक्ट नहीं हो सकता, वो इम्परफेक्ट फ्लावर है, वो ऑलवेज इनकम्प्लीट है. क्यों? क्योंकि हमने इनकम्प्लीट फ्लावर की डेफिनेशन पढ़ ली है कि उसमें एक ज़रूर मिसिंग होगा और मे बी वो सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन सिस्टम में से हो. ठीक हो गया, जैसे कि पेस्टल और स्टेमन. बट ऑल इनकम्प्लीट फ्लावर मे और मे नॉट बी परफेक्ट. व्हाट डज इट मीन्स? देखो, इनकम्प्लीट फ्लावर में मे बी सेपल मिसिंग हो. अगर वो सेपल मिसिंग है तो उसको आप क्या कहोगे? कहोगे आप उसको परफेक्ट. वाई? वो इम्परफेक्ट नहीं होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि हमने परफेक्ट और इम्परफेक्ट रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट के अकॉर्डिंग करना है. इज इट क्लियर?